Welcome to the Colmon podcast. It is your boy Shannon Coleman Sr., and I'm here with,
Tamika Mallory Coleman, his better half.
And Big Brit, the host. Let me
hey,
silence
it's
my
been a
baby.
minute since we've been out here. Again, we've been going through some technical difficulties. I'm being blamed for erasing um, an episode, so I'll take the blame for that. But we're gonna start from that last episode. Big Brick got some questions that she wanted to get in before we get started with these new questions. But we want you guys to go out, like, share, subscribe. We promise that we're going to do better with releasing these episodes. Because we are personally taking responsibility to be more proactive. And if you guys have any questions about anything, we would like for you to comment, ask the questions, and we will hit you up in the next pod. Let's get this party started.
Okay, so last episode we talked about education in the black community and maintaining your peace. So this episode, continuing that, I wanted to talk about body positivity over the summer. Yay.
By body positivity, what do you?
I mean, now that the summer has come, a lot of at least my generation talks about, hot girl summer and having a beach body and BBLs and lipos and people dying over those types of stuff. And so, my first question has to do more so with how do you feel about people being encouraged to get their body done rather than naturally working on their body?
I think people have to become comfortable in their own skin. If
Okay.
they feel like they need some work done, then get the work done. But don't get the work done because somebody else doesn't like something about you. Be who you are. Be comfortable in you. If you thick, be happy. If you thin, be happy. As long as you're happy, and it's not being fueled by what someone else is judging you on. It's totally, it's up to you. But just do it for you and not for someone else.
Trigger warning. Don't say I'm being homophobic, transphobic, or fat phobic. However, yo, I wasn't always this thick.
He surely wasn't.
I used to be thin. Now I got a little gut. That don't stop my confidence. So when you telling people or people believe that they gotta look a certain way to be confident, for me, that's something missing inside of you. Because who are you doing? Are you doing it for other people or are you doing it for yourself? That's the question. I need a cut right now. I'm woofing like crazy, but I'm still here, right? I don't I for me, I don't it doesn't matter what other people think as long as I'm comfortable in my own skin. Would I get work done or do I believe people should get work? No, I think people should be natural. If people want to lose weight or do whatever they want to do, or if you want to get the work done, get the work done. But it's other safer ways
I think it's
for
different
you
though.
to
I think
to
it's different for men and women. I think women are put are we have a certain image that we have to uphold in order, and I'm not saying this is true, but this is what society um makes us feel like if we don't look a certain way or weigh a certain amount or wear lashes or whatever the case may be to dress ourselves up to be cute or be sexy in the eyes of society, then we feel like they feel like that they have to do that. Because I don't, I'm happy with who I am. But I think that what was being portrayed in society is a reflection on how we feel about ourselves, and it starts with ourselves. Like if we already as women, and I can only speak for some of us, not all of us, but as women, we carry a certain level of esteem for ourselves, and we are always comparing ourselves to other people and other things, and what's on YouTube, and a sexy body here and a hot girl summer and all of this other stuff. We need to take um inventory of ourselves, and be comfortable in ourselves. I think those issues are the things that fuel women to go out and get surgeries.
But when you
And
think about today's society and where we are as a society today, it's like both men and women are holding each other to this standard. But I believe, again, if you want to get it, get it. But it's safer ways to do it. Look how many people dying from
I
these
agree.
surgeries. They're going in there as healthy people and not coming back out. When you can go to the gym, you can walk, you can change your eating habits, you can do all these things and lose the weight. I've done it. I was at 237 pounds. I was, and I came down to 185, 180. Then I went back up because I started eating bad again. I stopped working out. I stopped walking. I stopped being active. Yes, it's always an easier way to get the results that you want. But when it's just like working, if you want it, work for it, maintain it, make it happen. Why take the shortcut when the shortcut can cause you more pain than taking the longer or healthier way?
Because people don't have patience.
People don't have patience.
That's the
They
problem.
want something quick now.
And we live
They're
in
gonna
that
do that.
society where we want instant gratification.
So
We want it now. We don't want to wait to work it out. We want it now. We don't want to wait for a healthy meal to be cooked and prepared properly. We want to hit the
the
closest
restaurant, the fast
fast
food
food
joint.
restaurant.
McChicken.
Right. You know what I mean?
So
Just the-
put your body in the microwave and push the button.
pretty much.
Like
Pretty much.
no. But again, it's all really it's personal, it's subjective. I said this to my wife the other day, and y'all might get mad at me for saying it. I had on my jeans, and they got a little bit tight around the thigh area and the legs area. And I said, I was going out to work. I said, babe, I look like a fat gay man. She said, you can't say that. I said I look like a fat gay man. What I meant by that is with the skinny jeans and my belly hanging over, and I was walking out the door like that. But
But
guess
that's-
what?
but
I
that's
walked
not
out
just-
the door.
That's just
like
not
that.
gay men though, because you have some straight
Man,
men that
Could've
walk
listen.
out
said-
looking
you
like
could've said
that.
it- you could have said like Dr. Eggman. Or something. You could have said
Well,
that.
what I wanted to say, fat gay man. Like, and don't beep this either. Let it play.
Like like
No,
again, but that's
listen, my people in the LGBTQY plus community. If it's okay, we can joke, we can have fun. If don't be offended, you know, a lot of the gay brothers that be fat be walking around with these skinny jeans on, and they comfortable in their skin and they happy about it. Let's go.
so you wasn't comfortable in your skin.
I was chill. I went to work just like that.
I mean, you could have said thick thighs save lives. You know? Like, there's so many positive things to say.
Right.
That's not positive.
No.
Oh, I can't compare myself to a gay man.
Okay.
That's the problem with society. Too many people comparing themselves to other people.
Man, listen. Go ahead.
And I also feel like adding on to what you guys said with a lot of women going to get these things, there's also men nowadays recently
Yes.
trying to get their height
Yes. The crazy.
increased.
Yes. Crazy.
So you have a bunch
Crazy.
there's a bunch of
It's
women
crazy.
who are putting like these, I guess, stints or whatever in their legs to be taller, and they're walking around with crutches.
Wow.
Looking crazy.
Trying to
It's crazy.
recover from that.
Mm.
So it does affect men too.
Men are getting liposuction. So it's yeah. And they taking the fat from the belly and putting it in their butt and they calves and everything else. So
Yeah,
it's
so
crazy.
it's a lot going on right now. Okay, so my next question about that having to do with feeling like you only love yourself if you have a partner. So when I wrote that question, I was thinking from like experience, because I remember before I got with my last partner, I would always like post things on Instagram and like try to like put myself out there. And then after I got with my partner, I didn't really care. Like I was like, why am I posting things? Like why am I trying to dress up? Why am I trying to like I already got a man. Like well, I don't need to be putting myself together because I got a man and he likes me the way I am. And then after we broke up, I was like, let me put my stuff back on Instagram.
So did you like who you were?
I was
That was my
comfortable.
question.
I was comfortable. comfortable.
So
I got to relax. I didn't have to
So
wear the tight clothing anymore.
so why do you think you have to do it now? If you're not
Put
with
myself
somebody,
out
why?
there.
What? Why?
To put myself out
No,
there.
people gonna love you for who you are, regardless.
right.
You. For me, clothes, makeup, hair doesn't make a person attractive.
Mhm.
Personality, who you are, that's what makes a person attractive. When I met my wife, she used to dress like a tomboy. Like she would have her have a hat fitted on, everything,
Mhm.
and I was okay with that.
My Reeboks,
Yeah, no makeup,
no makeup.
none of that. I'm like, yeah, that's the woman I like. A lot of people, a lot of women might not like that because they think that they gotta put this makeup on, they gotta put this dress on, they gotta dress a certain way to catch a man. But what are you trying to catch? The
Right.
bait that you put out there, that's what you're going to attract.
Mhm.
So if you putting the wrong bait out there, you might attract a shark that's going to devour you. But if you want something like a whale or a dolphin that's going to be loyal and rock with you forever, it's all about what you're putting out there. So that don't
So
that
that was my question. Like, so when we are putting ourselves out there, are we putting ourselves out there um, to look a certain way so we can attract people, or are we putting ourselves out there? Hey, this is me. This is who I am, and still hoping to attract what,
are still be
like what?
comfortable.
Yeah, like
I don't know.
what's the end game? Like what when we put ourselves out there, are we putting out all of our vulnerabilities? Are we putting out all of um our bad hair days, our good hair days, our
Who are
mood
you?
swings? Like who are we? What are we actually putting out there? And when we put these things out there on social media, what do we expect to get back from that? And then what type of attention are we desiring that we are not getting if you're off of social media
Or from yourself,
or from
period.
yourself? Like where do you see yourself as being happy and comfortable in yourself without looking for someone out there
To
to
validate.
validate that for
Mm,
you?
Yeah, I
yeah.
get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm also a very scary girl. So, in the not like I'm scary to people. I get scared,
What do
and
you mean?
so, I feel like I try to dress a certain way out when I'm going outside, but I'm also not the type of person where I want people to come up to me. So, like, I was doing Instacart the other day, and this man approaches me and he's like trying to help me find my stuff, and I immediately was like,
Anxiety kicked in.
yeah. And then he's like, "What's your name?" And I was like, and I was trying to think of a fake name, and I guess he like peeped that I was trying to think of a fake name. He's like, "It takes you that long to think of your name?" And I was just like, yeah. And then I walked away. And so I'm not that girl to just be like, "Let me go outside
So why put
and
that
find
girl on
somebody,"
social media?
because it's more comfortable that way.
It is more
Well, hold on,
comfortable.
wait. I'm sorry,
I
baby.
don't have to be.
You
Let me
said,
finish.
oh, no, no,
Let
no.
me
Wait.
finish.
I just need to. I need to ask this. You said it's more comfortable that
Yeah,
way.
to be on social media than to be in person.
Let me finish.
Go ahead, babe.
It's more comfortable to be on social media.
Yes.
But then what happens when the attention that you sought on social media
Mm,
confronts you or comes your way? Do you shy away from that? And then you have to show who you really are.
mm, that part.
Thank you for letting me finish.
But that's why like none of my photos are edited.
But I'm saying, but if they, like she said, if they still approach you, are you still gonna
Like
get
if they
shy or drawn
like
back?
DM
If
me.
somebody see you on social media, yeah.
Oh yeah, no DMs. I answer DMs.
So
if you
basically,
DM me,
so basically, it's the societal thing because a lot of people in your generation, y'all like texting and all of the inboxing and all of that. But what about if that person that saw you on social media see you in
in
the
person.
supermarket and say, "Hey, I saw your picture on social media. You Brit, right? I'm saying, what's up? I'm trying to holler at you. What's going on?"
I mean, it depends on their
Do you
age
give your
and
fake
what they
name or
like
your real
already.
name?
They already know. They already
right.
know.
Ah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. If they saw me, I mean, I'm not a celebrity, so if they saw me in person, that'd be crazy.
But no, it's people that that follow me on social media, and I might run into them.
In person.
Yeah, in the
Oh.
city. We all forget
It's
social.
a,
It's all in the
it's
city.
a small world.
Um.
You know you how
Yeah.
you see somebody and be like, I know your face, and then you don't know where they know you from, but then you be like, oh, I saw you on social
Right.
media.
I saw your TikTok.
Right.
I don't know what I would do then. I don't know.
So
That was
so
crazy.
basically, they would have to inbox you, set up a meet and greet, and that's the way that you will feel comfortable.
You know what
Yeah.
this reminds me of? That other conversation where we had, and we were talking about interviewing people on the first date,
Right.
where 9 out of 10 people show you to fake them until you get to know them, and then you see all of them. I'm the type of person you will see all of me. I will walk out
Straight
the
up.
house looking a hot mess and be like, hey,
Straight up.
I don't care. You know what I mean? If you like me, you're gonna like me on my down days, on my good days. You're gonna see me when I get dressed up. You're gonna see me when
On
I'm
my in
not.
between days.
On my in between days
I don't
where
know
I
if y'all can see
just
her
don't
feet
care.
right now.
Shut up. Where I, where you just where I just don't care. I don't. I am who I am. I'm not out here trying to impress nobody. I don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have a man, but even if I didn't, this is me. That's who I am 99.9% of the time. And if you see me dressed up 9.9% of the time, I don't want to be.
This is real. This is me. I'm
Don't sing.
exactly where
Don't,
I'm
Oh my
don't.
supposed to be. I'm sorry. But yes, that I mean, I just say be who you are at all times. You shouldn't have to change who you are because you're in a relationship. I do believe relationships are give and take, and I believe some things that you might do as a single person you can't do when you're in a relationship. However, I don't think that you should change your comfortability of who you are to for somebody else, to appease somebody else.
Mm-mm.
Like don't try to change the way I dress. Don't try to change the way I talk. Don't try to change the way I like to, enjoy myself in a safe, healthy way to fit in your bubble. Like, no, then we not meant to be.
But with that being said, we can always compromise and meet
Of
each other
course.
halfway on some things. So if there's something where I have to get dressed up and be different because he has some an event to go to, I'm gonna do that for him. You
But
know what I
like
mean?
she don't
But
like my white shoes. But I wear my white shoes.
that's Pete the cat.
I don't care.
I like my white shoes.
Right. She don't like when I let my hair grow. I do. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna let my hair grow. I don't like when she dye her hair all the time.
Oh
But she
really?
dyes her hair
All the
all the
time.
time.
Why don't you like it?
I would rather her just let it go. Let it flow. But she dyes it. That's what she likes. She likes the different hair colors. She likes to
Yeah.
do that type of stuff. So
It's creativity.
yeah, I
And
get
you
it.
can grow your hair
He
like,
can grow it.
before it goes away
I don't
forever.
I don't have to like it. I deal with it because it's him, but I don't.
But
Have
out
to,
here, when you gonna cut
no, you don't. What you hear is I really like you when your hair is short.
it?
You look so sexy when your hair is short. I be trying to manipulate the situation, get him to go to the barbershop.
That passive aggressive stuff.
Yeah, that right
Wow.
there.
All right, so we're gonna move to the next topic just because for the sake of time. The next topic is raising a child. Don't fight, guys. Please don't fight. So
Let's
let's
see what
start
the
it off.
question is
Let's
first.
start off, Evie. What kinds of things did you do differently than your parents did when you were raising your children? So what did your parents do versus what did you do
Not much. Like
differently?
my dad wasn't a beater. He was a punisher. So I kind of used that tactic with my kids. I didn't really beat them. You know what I mean? Like my mom used to whip us. Um, but I did punish them a lot. Like when they did something that they wasn't supposed to do. Um,
What's the punishment?
a punishment could be you going in
Oh,
your room.
that's a prison sentence.
Yeah, you going in your room for a
Three
week,
shots of
2
gun.
weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It depends. I'm taking everything out of the room but your bed and your dressers. Um,
Where did the stuff go? In the closet?
Either in the hallway or my bedroom against the wall. Um, they couldn't watch the TV. They had to be in their rooms. They should have been probably reading or something, but they probably didn't do that because the boys shared the room, so they
They
was
was
in there
playing.
acting crazy anyway,
Talking to themselves.
swinging off the bunk beds, breaking them up, all of that stuff. Um, but when they were punished, they did. I was kind of like a torturer because I would invite their friends over, and they would sit downstairs and we would have pizza and hot wings, play video games, and watch cartoon or anime and stuff like that together while they were upstairs and punished.
Their friends.
Yeah,
Oh
Mhm.
wow.
yeah. So I mean, that was something that my dad did to us, me and my brother. Uh, but no, I didn't really beat they out of their lifetime. I probably beat them a couple of times.
I think I was the more disciplinarian.
Yeah,
Oh.
I know I was the more
yeah.
disciplinarian when it came to that. I don't know what I did differently than my parents. I mean, I kind of think I'm more like my mom in her parenting style. My mom was she wasn't our friend, but she was our mom. Like, but we always had her to turn to. Like, we can always go talk to her if we was wrong and if we did something wrong. My mom wasn't a beater. She didn't discipline us that way. Punishments never really last. But I wasn't a bad kid, so I really didn't get into a lot of trouble. I don't think I did.
So
I was more the grandmom type
right,
mom type person.
our oldest son would say he suffered the most torture.
Mhm.
Um, he was the experimental child, and him and Meek used to. They've been battling since he was a baby.
Mhm.
Like literally, they've been battling since
Our
I
personalities
met
clash.
him. I met Meek when Jay was 2 months,
Mhm.
and they were bumping heads since then.
Oh wow.
And he 31, and they still be. I'm like, you know what, y'all get on
We
my
got
nerves.
better. We
Y'all
we
did.
got
Y'all
better.
got a lot better.
We had to learn. I had to learn how to communicate with him.
Yes,
Javon is not that kind of kid where you can just tell what to do.
but he's not a
Javon,
kid
but
anymore.
even when he was a kid, he wasn't that kind of kid where you could
Right.
just say, "Go to your room." Like, you have to. Javon is argumentative, so he coming back with something. Well, I gotta go to my, like, it was always something. So me being the young,
Parent,
inexperienced parent trying to be a parent, um, and raising this kid who is
combative,
combative on every
ODD.
every angle, everything you say. If I say the sky's blue, he said it was red. If I said it, the sun was orange, he said it was purple. Like, we went through that stage. I had to learn how to communicate with him as a parent.
And
Now,
now,
as a young adult, I have to learn, or has to learn, how to
well,
draw
he's not
back
a
the
young
parenting.
adult
Well,
anymore.
he's 31.
He's
So
31
so
Still my
years
you're
old.
baby.
saying basically in the beginning when you started raising children,
We were
your
young.
styles changed to now.
Of
Yeah,
course, we were young. I
yeah.
was 16. She was 19.
we we
We,
we we grew with our
yeah,
kids. We
yeah.
had to grow with our kids. I had to learn how to be a mom to three little ones with three different personalities. You know what I mean? And still be able to develop who I was as a mom. So as time went on and things went on, literally had to learn that I had to communicate with each one of them differently. I can't communicate with little Shannon the same way I do with Javon. I can't communicate with Javon the same way I do with Justice. I can't communicate with Justice the same way I do with Ave and
Well,
Maya, for that sense, right
Ave and
now.
Maya, they're getting what the kids say the softer us.
They get the more mature
Cause
us.
the Javon, Shannon, and Justice say, "Yo, that wouldn't have never fly with us,"
Mm-mm.
and it wouldn't probably. But now we give them a voice. Yes, we still like I said several times on here, we still have the final say so. You can voice your opinion. You can talk to us. You can tell us how you feel. But when we think about it and we think about the consequences as the adults, the protectors, the nurturers, we're still going to have that final say so in how you move because you're still a child. You're still
Mhm.
14 and 11 years old. As for Shannon, Javon, and Justice, they didn't have that because I said so. But no but. Be quiet. Go upstairs. Shut up. I said so. Why we can't go over so? Because I said so. They never had a chance to express
Themselves.
Mhm.
themselves. Where we know we made a mistake in that area growing up, but that's how we were raised.
Mhm.
You know, kids stayed in kids' place. Kids shut up. Kids didn't come in adult conversations. I think that if we would have been able to take a piece of that, with who we are today, we would have been able to raise them a little bit
A
more
little bit better.
different. Because sometimes you have to open up that door of conversation. And sometimes you have to be stern enough to say, no, this is for adults and this is only for adults. We'll talk to you about it later.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So that's the difference.
Do you think the different ways in which you disciplined your children affected their lives, like growing up,
I think so.
like
Yeah.
who they are now?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think so.
Yeah. Because we didn't give them that space, uh they're two of them are very drawn in. They don't really talk
Mm-mm.
because they feel like they got to handle themselves or they got to take care of themselves.
Mhm.
Where one,
Or they feel like no one's gonna listen.
right, where one is very argumentative and feel like, you know what, y'all gonna hear me, I don't care. And sometimes even to the point of it may not even be necessarily reality, but this is how they feel. So we have to take their perspective in.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to look at their perception of how things are moving and say, okay, maybe this is how you see it, but this is not the reality of the thing. So now we tend to sit down because as a child gets a certain age, you stop parenting. You don't stop parenting, but you
You
become a
transition.
mentor parent. So I'm mentoring you as a parent to help you cross over into adulthood. But our children had gotten to a place where they didn't want our mentorship because we were so stern.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And now they're kind of, they probably won't agree, but they kind of suffering because they're learning on the fly.
Mhm.
They're learning on the fly, but they they come to a place where I believe that they don't value what we say because we took that away from them. If that makes sense, we don't we didn't give them the opportunity to express those things that bothered them the way that they saw it. We just knew that we're the parents. This is, you know what I mean, it's my way or no way, and this is how it's going to be. So it took something away from them, and then taking that away from them, today they're more resistant to talking. Like they'll open up and talk to me a little bit more than they will to him, but they come to me, I guess, because I try to fix it.
Yeah, she's the fixer.
I'm the fixer. I try to fix everything. If they say something is wrong, mom got to fix it. Let me see what I can do. But he's like, no, they grown. And I'm like, yeah, but that's my baby.
But my
Oh.
thing is, we raise our children to be adults. And when we're gone, they're going to have to be adults. So we can't make up for the mistakes of the past. All we can do is be who we are today.
Mhm.
Um, my style of parenting and my communication style has changed over the years. I don't know if it's because I got a degree in psychology or what, but I realized my mistakes and how I communicated with my children. Am I still going to be real? Yeah, I'm real in the therapy office when I talk to my clients. But will I give you that space to talk? Sure. It's the floor is open, but I'm not going to sugarcoat what it really is and how it really goes. And sometimes my children can't take that because they say, "Dad just going to say," or "Dad just going to do." How do you know?
But that goes back to them not trusting that we're going to listen.
Right. That's what I'm
That
saying. But
goes
how
back
do
to
you
them not
know?
trusting you to listen and hear them without it still being, I'm dad, I know best,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
I'm dad, I lived through some things, I know best. I'm dad, I've been through this, I'm trying to stop you from being there, I know best. At some
Right.
point they have to
They have to go through the
they have to
landmine.
experience their own failures,
Yeah, they got to go through the landmine.
their
That
own
that that
success,
that we've
right?
been trying. That literally, for me anyway, that I've been trying to protect my children from. You know that it's a landmine in that sand, and your child is making that turn to go into all of that explosive area. And you're saying to them, look, I've been there already. I lost a leg, I lost a toe, I lost the arm. You know what I mean? I don't want you to have to go through that suffering and that pain that I went through. Don't go that way. I'm telling you, this is a better path. and you're trying to push them in that direction,
Mhm.
but they don't want to go in that direction. So I've come to a place now where, go ahead,
At some point
have fun.
when they become adults, I am learning because I'm still
She's still
learning
trying, but I'm like,
that I have to
gotta
stand
let them
back
go.
and let them go. When as a mom, I want to say, shove them in the right direction. Go that way. Go. No, don't. But I gotta step back, and that's hard for me
Yeah.
because I'm literally watching you walk into walls and walking into pits
Kicking against the prick.
and I'm literally like biting my tongue off just so I don't say nothing because I have to let them experience certain things. No matter how much I want to help them, they have to learn that.
And
Yeah.
I don't like when they explode on my wife, because now it's like, yo, you're being I'm going, and I'm like, babe, you know what I mean? Because it's like she always trying to fix, and like for me, and then I guess we could go to the next. For me, like my kids don't know what I do because it's none of their business what I do. Like they'll call mom and ask mom for something as if it's mom doing doing it all. But mom, who do mom come to? But I don't say anything. So they think, oh, dad don't do this, or dad don't do that, or dad don't do this. And at first it used to hurt because they didn't know that I was what I was doing behind the scene. But now it's like, I don't care. You know what I mean? But it's like, well, mom, you always, or mom, you always, really? I just felt like, and she knows and I used to get angry with her because it's like, yo, you can't keep doing this,
Mhm.
because even if I said no, she would still come to me. Oh, let me go talk to dad. Da, 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 da. Or she'll probably say yes and don't to them, but knowing she still had to come convince me to do whatever it is that they were
I
trying to
just,
do or what they wanted.
I just
Yeah.
did that. I just
You know what I mean?
I just did it.
So it's like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just did it.
Um, I have something that I want to add to what you said, but before that, because I want to ask this last point, because you guys answered a lot of my questions already in your talking. Who should my one of my questions was who should be the one doing like the firm disciplining of the children?
Whoever's good at it.
Because what I heard is that like if you have one parent that does all the disciplining and then the other parent doesn't, then like if something happens to the disciplinary, then the kids are just gonna run over the other parent. Um and so like is there like a way that you can balance it? What if you're not that type of person to just be like disciplining children? Like what how do you work around that?
So how I work around it, because I'm the soft one now. I'm not the disciplinarian anymore as I used to be. Emma,
But I think we balanced each other
I
out.
think we balance. I think what I had to learn to do in a lot of cases was talk to him first. So now when the kids come to me and they come to me with something, anything, I always say, "Hold on, let me talk to daddy first." Or did you ask daddy? Because what my kids used to do and the youngest ones do now, the younger one do now is if I'm at work and he's in the house, she'll call me. Why are you calling me when daddy's right there? Because you can get an easier answer out of me and daddy's going to tell you no. Or you believe daddy's going to tell you no without even asking him. So what I had to do was, did you talk to daddy first? I'm at work. I'm not in the house. Who's ever in the house, she'll call and say, "Hey, can I have whatever, whatever, whatever." Why are you asking me and I'm not home? Daddy's right there. If daddy's not home, then I can see you calling me. But don't call me to bypass him because I'm just gonna say go ahead. So what have to learn or have am learning to do is to consult him. Let's talk about this. Hey, listen, I just got a call from so and so. This kid want to know if I can watch
Right.
his kid or if they can wash clothes over here or whatever. Are you okay with that? And if he say no, I'll be like, ugh. Now I gotta go back and tell him tell him no. Or how do I get out of this or say no to them without it coming back at him as it's because he always say no. No, it's not because he always say no. it's because he know we got things to do, and I totally forgot that we had something to do, and he's thinking ahead than more than I am, and I'm like, you're right.
My thing is this: we've been raising children for 31 years. She's 50. I'm 47. It's time for us
Be
to live our
nice.
life.
Mhm.
I want to go out. I want to take my wife out. I want to do things. So it's going to be no sometimes. And as adults, my children have to understand that, right? We have three adult children. We only have a teenager and a preteen. They're really all our responsibility right now. Do I love my grandkids? Yes. But they're your responsibility.
Mhm.
They're your children. We're here to support you when we can. But if my mom and pop want to take a cruise, we can't do it. If pop want to take my mom out to dinner, we can't do it, right? And she will take and do something if I have something planned and say yes I'll do this or yes I'll do that, and that's frustrating to me. I want my time. I want to come home, lay on the couch, lay on my wife, and just be free.
Mhm.
Why is that an issue? It shouldn't be. But sometimes she don't know how to say
No,
no.
I don't know how to say no.
So
Okay.
being a disciplinarian though, that to back to that question is we did change. I was never like I said, I was more of a punisher. I don't believe in really beating because I think that just makes children angry.
Yeah.
So taking stuff, punishing, I think that that teaches me. And then explaining why. Like my kids used to say I was a lecturer.
Mhm.
Like they still talk about it to this day because they'll do something. They used to do something bad, and back then I used to smoke. So I might wake up in the morning and they done broke something or did something, and I'm yelling and I'm telling them to come here. And my Shannon can attest to this. Shannon, you remember that when I put my forehead to their forehead and my breath be balling. And I'm telling them, I'm asking them, tell me why. Look me in my eyes. Tell me why you did this, or tell me why you did. Tell me why you made that decision. And they sitting there, they nose hair probably was on fire because my breath probably was stinging like crazy. But they needed to explain to me why they made such a decision.
So, do you believe in like family meetings? Like,
We do that. We try to do that, or we try to do that a lot. But sometimes one of the kids feel like they're being attacked,
mm,
and
Hmm.
then it just ends up.
yeah.
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 And then what about like your children correcting you? So, like, you just brought up smoking.
That's
Like, have
him.
they ever been like, you need to stop doing this?
That was
That's him.
Shannon. Shannon used to be that way, but now I tell him what he used to tell me, and he
But
say that.
but in all reality, out of all five of our kids, little Shannon is the only one that can make you stop and think.
Well, Maya now
Ooh.
too.
Well, but Maya is on a different level. That one comes to you on your level. It's like no, and he's out of all of them. Javon is the most boisterous kid. He'll go in, but he cannot make you think because I think you think he's um in a sense attacking you because he just come at you. Javon is like rapid fire. He
It's
just start
no.
throwing everything at you.
It's not like
Little
like my wife always say. It's not what you say. It's
it's
how
how
you
you say
say
it.
it.
That one, little Shannon,
He knows his way
he
around.
when I tell you, I be sitting there like this, watch you shut up, watch you shut up, and Big Shannon would just, I'm like,
Oh wow.
oh, okay,
Did you ever take it as like a form of disrespect if your kid like came to you
N-
and was
not
like,
not really. It all depends on how
is
they
how you
how
say
the
it.
approach.
yeah.
It's the approach. Like she said, Shannon was like that since he was little, and now the youngest one is like that. But the thing is, it's just how they come. Like
Mhm.
dad, listen to this, or dad, you
Dad,
could dad,
you could handle
dad,
that different.
dad, not just rah. And then the oldest girl, she just shuts down. She don't want no beef.
Mm-mm.
And then we got the other one, the 14-year-old. That's
Who is
that's
just as
little
boisterous?
Javon.
That's little Javon.
She don't like when we say that,
Mhm.
but that's little Javon.
She speaks her mind. She speaks what's on it, and It takes a lot. Yo,
But
I
I'm on the
said
opposite end of that
enough.
because now that's mommy's. Like I'm like Meek, relax, hear what she's saying. Like she used to do with me with Javon.
Mhm.
Just relax, hear what he's saying. I'm like that with her. Meek, just relax, listen to what she's saying. She wasn't trying to,
I think she trying to fight me. I think she like, dude. I said, Ave, I said enough, but I've done. I said enough, and she just, you know
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Give me the phone. Just give it. Give me the phone. Give me the Xbox.
And then she
give
get
So
it to
you
right.
me,
would like
and then I
you
give it
would
right back.
discipline them the same regardless if it's like a boy or a girl.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Okay.
yeah. Punishment.
But each kid is different. So each kid, like Justice, all you had to do was raise your voice at her, and Justice was broken. She would just fall apart. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, like
Yeah.
pick her up. Javon, on the other hand, he was a
I don't
force.
care. I don't
He's
care.
a force.
I
So
don't
you
care.
have to be able to get around that force to exert. I'm the adult in this situation. You're my kid. I'm the
Right.
adult. I'm not doing what you say. You're doing what I say. You know what I mean? And Lil Hannah,
He's a different child.
he's a different type of being. Like literally, he hear you, but he don't hear you. He has this whole
But he also holds everything in.
Uh-huh.
He that's one thing that I wish that he didn't get from me.
hold it and
Where
blow.
he will hold all of the pain in. All like he won't speak it. And then it becomes depression. And then it becomes, all of the anger. And then it becomes rage. But it's like you gotta let it out.
And you know what's funny is they're all different, but when you are disciplining or you're chastising each one of them, the oldest one, you have to be more aggressive with because of his
Right. His tone,
his tone and
everything.
his stance, right? But he don't feel like the other ones get it as much as bad as he get it because you don't have to be that firm with the other ones. You can be a little bit softer with Justice than you have to be with Javon because their personalities are different.
Right.
Their reactions to things are different. Ave, you got to be a little bit more stern, not as stern as Javon, but you got to be a little bit more aggressive with her because her response is different than Maya's response. But they always have this thing. Well, you didn't yell at
You
her like that.
softer with this one, or you
I didn't
softer
have to
with
yell
that
at her
one?
like that because when I said what I said to her, she instantly got it and didn't give me a whole bunch of back and forth.
Yeah.
So it's a difference in how we had to discipline our kids and how we had to chastise our kids. But I think once they start having theirs and start seeing,
Yeah, they
you know,
see it a
the
little bit.
different,
They see it now.
they'll
Yeah.
see it.
But
And to
you can't raise kids with a broad brush.
Mm-mm.
yeah.
Every child is different. I don't care if you raise them in the same household. It's
Every
just-
child is different.
So I was to close out this segment. I just wanted to say that I really admire that you guys have like this realization of your parenting styles and like how to treat each of your kids. 'Cause there's a lot of parents out there who be like abusing their kids and then wondering why they're sitting in a nursing home.
Well, we had
Never
that
seen
we
their
had
kids
that question
again.
growing up with our children.
We have that.
Who-
we
who-
have that conversation often.
Yeah, that conversation. Who gonna take care of us when we get old? And I think only about maybe 2 of them might really take care of us when we
I'm
get.
down to one. I'm down to one.
Oh, really?
The other ones.
They might be like, "Ain't my responsibility."
I think I'm gonna end up in a nursing home. I think one is gonna try to hold me as long as she can. I think one is gonna come visit me more often in the nursing home. I think the other are just gonna be like, "Hey, did y'all talk to mom in the last year or so?" You know what I mean?
Oh,
Oh yeah, I stopped by.
No, we joke like that,
No, we
but
joke.
we
But that's how we talk in the
I
house.
think that our kids would do the best that they could.
Yeah.
Especially if they succeed in what it is that they want to succeed in at life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's why I think I push so hard because I want them to be better than me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But mommy's
Can you get your bag? Yeah, it's about to get wet.
on the chair. Oh, right here.
A little commercial break.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Britt.
Sorry. It's okay. All right. So last segment is current events. I'm gonna go in order of the event, just cause for the sake of like clarity, all that stuff.
Okay.
So Kiki Palmer, her
I don't follow.
boyfriend. You don't follow Kiki
I
Palmer,
don't follow anything.
girl.
He was telling me about it, but I really wasn't paying it any
Not his
attention.
snoring over
You about to
there.
you about to
Oh
trigger
my
warning. He about
god!
to go in.
All right, so we gotta make this quick because we got 3 current events, and yeah, but basically, just to like summarize what's been going on, Kiki Palmer and her boyfriend recently had a child together, and her body developed in a certain way for the positivity. Speaking of body positivity, they it developed a certain way, and so she feels more comfortable wearing certain clothing and flaunting it. So she went to an Usher concert
We know.
and all that stuff happened. They don't know. Maybe they don't
They
know.
know.
I'm just saying.
You
She
don't
went to
know,
an
you
Usher
don't know.
concert and was flaunting them goods, and Usher paid attention to that, and the boyfriend did not like that at all. So the question, not to be like, oh, do you think he should have done that? Blah, is well, first, does having a baby change the way that you present yourself to the world? So should you change the way you present yourself to the world after you have a child?
I think you should be more adult.
I think you should be you. And if some people's um personality level, maturity level doesn't allow them to be adult.
Then how are you raising a kid?
Again,
So who do you think wasn't a being an adult?
I think this is my thing. I'm gonna be honest. I don't care if it's a child involved or not, but we're talking about a child involved. So yes, you it's a way that you should present yourself as a parent. You should always be looking to your child's response to, especially in the social media age, because say your baby grow up and your baby sees this, and now your baby friend sees this, and then they start teasing or bullying your baby because of your
About how
actions.
good you look?
It's not good. It's not about how good you. So a good looking good is subjective too, because some people might think she look trashy.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong, because I remember for one of my my students' presentations, they presented an interview they did with their parent. That was a project. And so when they showed a picture of their mom, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, your mom look good." And then they'd be like, "Don't talk about my mom." But like, if your mom look good,
It's a difference between
like,
looking good and being trashy, right? So people trying to compare. We didn't get there yet.
so where would the bullying come from?
Because your mom cheeks is out.
Oh, are they big?
It doesn't matter. Some people might think that that's trashy or whorish.
But who?
So now
the adults, like the other
kids. I'm talking about
parents,
other
or the
kids.
So,
I'm talking
but-
about other kids.
but babe, with that, but
But this is what
so
I.
that's like predicting what's going to
No.
happen 10 years from now.
Listen,
we can't, as
we
parents, we
can't
got
predict it. But I'm just saying from experience and from the field that I work in.
right. But
Right.
everybody does. But everybody's not a trained psychologist. Everybody's not
But
thinking
I
that way.
get that. But listen, what I'm saying is her appearance didn't change because she had a child. Kiki Palmer cheeks been out for years.
Okay. And
So-
clothing maybe, but like
The-
her body
But what
is
I'm saying,
very much
but
different.
I'm saying is she's been dressing seductive or revealing for years.
Okay, but now
So
that she has the curves to
Now,
fill it,
but
it's different?
Okay, and I'm not saying it's different because I thought it wasn't. It was inappropriate then.
before she was a mom.
Of course,
Oh.
but now that you're a mother, I think it's extremely inappropriate. I don't. But this is my thing. In the age of social media, and even if with your celebrity, we got to think about what we do, even as parents, and what we're putting out there.
But babe, celebrities is putting it out there all over.
That
the place.
does
So,
that make
I
it
mean,
right?
In this case, we're talking about Kiki Palmer, but I saw a recent video of Gabrielle Union, and
Does you already know how I
and-
feel
and-
about that
and-
family?
and-
But anyway,
and
does that
but
make it right?
I'm not saying it makes it
But that's
right,
the thing. That's the
but
question.
it's the industry that they live
It does
in.
not matter. Just because you choose that industry and you choose to do that, do you think it's appropriate for your children?
Well, apparently they do. Like,
But the question is, do you?
oh, I don't.
Exactly.
I don't.
That's the point. So
But
when
that's me. Like, but
again, that's you.
I'm also more comfortable in my own skin and being who I am with
And that's what I'm
what
about
I
to.
have and how I dress. You know what I mean? But again, I'm not on their platform.
I get that, but that just being on a platform does not necessarily mean that you have to show it all. It's plenty of celebrities that made it in the world or the industry without showing all their body parts.
I mean, she was wearing a dress and it like
Yeah,
what's
she
wrong
was
with
naked.
she was not
Well, she was
naked.
half naked.
It's sheer. Sheer doesn't mean naked.
She was half naked. So
Okay.
yes, I believe that as a parent, we have to be cautious and more aware of what we do, even with dress,
So
the
you
way that we approach things, the way that we live our life. Yes,
uh-huh.
as parents.
So
we
you
need
think
to.
the boyfriend was right?
I don't. Oh, you want me to go there?
You think
Oh,
he was
I
perfect?
already.
Oh,
I
Lord.
posted this on social media.
Oh,
So
Oh,
Lord.
did
yes.
you?
Oh yeah, I was going in. You
Oh,
ready?
Lord.
So you think the boyfriend was right?
No.
I'm not necessarily saying.
No, we're not ready.
This is my response to that. You were at an Usher concert. You were fangirling. You are a celebrity. Usher's a celebrity. It's not like my wife fangirling or anybody else, right? You know this man personally already. Your boy, you knew somebody was recording you. You knew it. You knew that it was going to be posted if it was live. I don't know. I just saw the post. So you knew your man who is home watching y'all baby, caring for y'all baby, was going to see this.
So don't you think he'd be insecure?
I don't think that's insecure. I think you put it on social media, you got blasted on social media
Uh huh.
because that's where you put it at.
Who Kiki?
Well,
or
she
Yes.
can
boyfriend?
put it. Whoever
Yes.
recorded it, put
Kiki
it.
didn't put it on social media.
She knew it was being recorded.
Okay.
So you allowed it to happen.
So
If you didn't want it to happen, you should have said, yo, phones off, private. So you were okay with it going on social media.
yeah,
So now, because you were okay with it going on social media,
the
you gonna
boyfriend
get
felt
blasted
okay.
on social
The
media.
boyfriend felt okay.
Of course.
Maybe
Okay,
she
so
was just
here's
in a
my
moment
thing.
and didn't.
Man,
Here's my thing.
please.
Here's my thing. I feel like if she loves his music that much, no matter if what her celebrity status is, she vibes with the music, she can enjoy it. Like
It's
for
a
example,
it's
like
a
let's say
different.
listen. Let's say like I really like Bruno Mars. If I ever become rich and famous or whatever, and I meet Bruno Mars, I'm still gonna act like a fan. I'm still gonna
It's a.
even if we're on the same.
But this is my thing.
So I'm gonna be like,
if
I
you
love your
if,
music.
if you have a man at home, and you have a baby at home, and you guys are in a relationship, are you going to move like she did?
I would hope that my man knows how much I love Bruno Mars and is comfortable
Now,
in
if
his,
you're and now if you're
in the relationship
now if
to
you're
not feel some type of way.
and if your man feel like that was a boundary crossed,
We can talk
and
about
he-
that privately.
no, and you didn't care about presenting your love for Bruno Mars publicly. So why should he have to wait to discuss it privately if you did it openly?
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. If you're gonna put it out there, then you got to take the consequences for your actions. You study psychology, you know that with every action, there's going to be a reaction.
I get that part.
So you need to say, okay, I'm gonna take this. He blasted me on social media. Now, when I get home, I'm going to say to him, "Yo, we could have handled this different."
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
she
going
already
to.
told him that.
I'm not. No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
She did it on social media,
Listen,
though.
listen.
She did it on social
On-
media.
On the podcast that they're on, that they have, right? On her podcast where she has him as a guest, she specifically said
It's their podcast, but he's a
months-
guest. Go ahead.
Maybe it's not.
months, like it's hers, but like he's on there all the time, but he's not like the main, like it's not like the Darius and Kiki show. It's the Kiki show.
It's
Feature
all about
Darius.
it's Kiki's world. Go ahead.
Who is Darius?
He's a personal trainer.
Oh,
He was her personal trainer.
that's
cool.
He's $1
but-
million personal
but
trainer.
beside the
Cool.
po-
It's
this-
not
okay,
like he
the
doesn't have
point-
his own finance. This
Okay.
is what I'm saying about people thinking he's just some broke dude
He's not. I don't think he's
that
broke. Kiki
that
would
she
not
just
be with
that
someone
she just
broke.
picked up.
She would not.
He's
be,
a man. He has feelings. He has concerns, and he has a baby with you.
Okay.
So we don't know what's being discussed between those two personally, and yet she goes out there and does what she did.
And publicly on the podcast, she said, if anything happens in our relationship, we have to talk about it in the closet. Like, we can't talk about it anywhere public where people think they know something about our relationship. And
So-
then he
But
did
that's
So
that
what-
so
with
so
him.
then why did she go and do what she did
Maybe
publicly?
she did not think that that would affect her
or maybe
relationship.
Why
or,
not?
or maybe she didn't
Because if
maybe
you're
she didn't
secure.
anticipate his response to that, right?
Okay.
Maybe she didn't anticipate it blowing up the way it did because maybe she was just secure in their relationship
Yeah.
enough. I'm just throwing out my opinion on Huff and
I
Puff.
wish you would. I don't care who it is. I wish you would. It would be
No.
a problem and a half.
I
the
know that.
whole Pennsylvania
But
would
the
be under fire. I don't care about none
But
of
the
that.
reality
So her
of
favorite
us is
celebrity.
I don't
know that.
care. I wouldn't do it to her. So she bet not do it to me.
But again, we're on a different platform than what they are now.
I
With
get
that-
it. I don't
with-
care if I
with-
was a
with
billionaire.
that
It don't
being
matter.
Said, I know that about our relationship. Maybe in her mind that they were more. Maybe she thought they was better than that.
Or maybe
maybe she
They
thought
could've
that
been better
if
than
it was
that.
a problem that he would have first confronted her
how
instead
do
of putting it on social media.
how do we know he didn't?
I don't know.
How do we know he
this
didn't
is why
before
I don't
she left the
follow.
house? How do we know he didn't say, "Yo,
That's
please be
why-
respectful"?
That's why.
And everybody say he saw what she had on when she left the house. How did he see it when they was in a different state?
That's why
He
I
didn't see
don't
it because
follow.
maybe he didn't. He trusted her to go out with the girls.
You don't think there
He-
was a point in where they communicated about their child, like FaceTime, like, "Hey, how's the kid?"
I
doing?"
don't-
And saw-
come-
You don't.
it was a girl trip, right? She was having fun. She was letting her hair down.
As she should.
He was being a good dad. He's home with his child. He's like, and then he get a call. Ring, ring, ring. Yo, you see your girl up there grinding on Usher? Oh no,
But
that
what does
is
that have to do
complete.
with her being a mom? Like, that's
It's total disrespect
that's the thing.
to the father of your child. That's what it has to do with being a mom. That's
Okay.
the father of your child.
But that's the father. What does that have to do with the kid?
Because that's still your child.
Yeah, the child.
So you're going to just say, okay, it's okay for you to grind up on another man and not daddy?
But that has to do with the kid. What I'm saying is, he didn't say you're a girlfriend. Or
But
"You're
what
my
I'm saying
fiancé."
is,
he said you're a mom.
so my baby grow up. My baby look on social media. My baby look at mommy half naked grinding on another man. My baby look at me and say, "Dad, what's up with that? You told me to be respectful of my body. You told me to carry myself this way. You told me to do this. You told me to do that. But mommy not out there doing that."
And then that same kid is gonna say, "But daddy, I thought you said we're supposed to look at our body, but then you're shirtless on social media with your boxes."
So hold on, being comfortable,
showing more than she did.
being comfortable with your body, does not mean that you have to show everybody.
But he did.
But he did.
He
Just like
did.
she did.
Just
I mean,
like she
it's
did.
What did he show?
his child.
His whole. First of all, he had shorts like this.
This is my question to you.
His
Was
whole-
he grinding up on another woman?
Were they
No,
grinding?
no. Listen, was he grinding up on another?
It's still a
What
thirst
was
trap.
was he dancing on another
It
woman?
was still a thirst trap.
But she still was doing it, right? Is he not a personal trainer?
What is?
Is he not a personal trainer?
Why are you taking a picture of you in bed?
Is he not a personal trainer?
He ain't
Personal
personal
trainers-
training in bed.
Personal trainers post
Eh,
pictures
eh,
of their body
You
in bed.
You ever see Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone when they were growing up and they were built?
in bed.
Did you? Yes.
Nah,
Did you ever?
I
Yeah.
never-
They
I never
always
saw 'em.
all they models. This is what models do. Keke Palmer knew exactly what she was doing, and like I keep trying
And
to
so
tell
did he.
people, I believe it was a publicity stunt
Oh.
because now they're making money off of it.
I just
She
think
got
it is-
she got shirts with all of that stuff on it. She got a song coming at them, trying to make money off of the incident. This is what she said. She said, "In no publicity is bad publicity. She wants everything. This is how she wants her
I
life to
think
live.
she's just
And my
embracing
thing-
her beauty. But
Embracing your beauty don't mean being naked.
Next
the-
question.
Whoa.
Next question.
so this is
'Cause
my
this can go
thing.
on
This
for
is my thing.
forever.
He said family values. He said this. He said that, and everybody like, well, why he ain't put a ring on it?
He's not married.
I could agree with not putting a ring on it. However, when we live in the society that we live in today, not everybody wants to be married. People talk about partners. What the hell you mean partner? Is it a woman partner? Is it a man partner? Is it a they partner? Is it a them partner? We don't
I
know,
got you.
right? So my whole thing is we can't talk about being married. They're in a committed relationship. Never want to hear women say, never want to hear women say, if they baby daddy out there in a strip club getting some lappies, he was out there being disrespectful to me.
Because they defended Kiki.
If you defending that,
So he's.
I never want to hear my baby. I never want to hear he cheated on me, and that's my baby father. Because they saying Kiki could do whatever she want to do. She could sleep with whoever she want to sleep with. She could be with whoever she want to sleep
She's
be
not gonna
with.
do all that.
How do we know?
Okay, we move
So
on to
that's
the
my
next
whole
question.
point.
Yeah.
We moving on. So I don't want to hear women say if a man goes out there and they not married, he cheated on me. Because y'all saying Kiki can do whatever she want to do, and it wouldn't be considered cheating.
My last point on this is literally just I feel like I agree with the stance where people were like he's expecting these traditional values while not being a traditional man. That's my last point. That's just what I want to say about that.
Next question.
Next topic.
Thank you.
I'll be back.
Okay, so continue to speak of children. Boosie?
I don't know Bootsy.
Y'all don't know
I don't
Boosie?
know.
I don't follow.
It doesn't matter if y'all don't know him.
Who is it?
Nobody listen.
Who is it?
I didn't.
Go ahead. What about
black
Bootsy?
rapper.
What about Bootsy? Go ahead.
So he, just came back. I guess he was arrested. Something happened to him where he couldn't make music anymore, and now he makes music back, and he made his comeback or whatever. He has a child that was on social media blasting him, calling all types of B words and H words and all this stuff like crazy, right? Because he took back a car that he gifted her.
Okay.
So in response to taking back the car, she blasted him on social media, said that he's not a good parent, blah blah blah. This and that. What would you do if your child publicly embarrassed you? Either on social media,
I would
in
laugh.
public, in church,
I would laugh.
on the street.
I would laugh.
You would laugh if they publicly.
I don't care because
Ooh.
apparently, he was okay when he gave you the car,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not okay when he takes it back. Why did he take it back?
So
That's the question. Why did he take it back?
So there's this whole thing about like the mother of that child conspiring with the child to get child support, even though that child is about to turn 18 in a year. So she drove the car across state lines, and he wasn't comfortable with the child driving the car across state lines, so he took the car.
Okay. And he could. Is it in his name?
So
Yes.
It's his car.
So the
this
child
kid-
actually brought up that all the other cars that he bought for his other children are in the names of their mother's children, but this child.
Maybe she need to talk to her mother. Maybe she need to talk to her mother.
Ooh.
How about that? Maybe something's going on with that relationship.
So wait, how old is the kid?
17.
17.
So it was a parent disciplining their kid for doing something that he
Asked her not
asked
to do.
her not to do.
But the mother probably told her it was okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So that's the issue.
The lack of communication.
The mother's
between
the
parent.
problem.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Oh.
Yes, because she's saying
Goes
that
back
it's
to
okay.
co-parenting.
Exactly.
You got to
She's
be on the
saying
same page.
it's okay for you to disrespect your father. Why are you saying it's okay for her to disrespect the father? Okay, he went down. He went to jail. He fell off. Where's the respect?
He
When he
might not
had
be-
the money, he was taking care of business. Now that he don't have the money, he fell off and he trying to pull himself back up. Why can't you be there and let him pull himself back up so that he can continue taking care of business? This is what I'm saying. Like it's crazy.
So my opinion of that type of situation would be it's a co-parenting thing, right? If me and you ain't on the same page and my kid can come to me and I say one thing and they can go to you and you say something else, but then when we come together they play in both ends by the middle. If I am not supportive of him and or he's not supportive of me and all that kid is ever hearing is the negative from the other parent, meaning every time she's with me I'm talking about him, every time she with him he talking about me, right? Not in a positive way but just in a negative way. Those kids take what, no matter how old they
Exactly.
are, they take a compiled information, compiled emotional feelings, and make some of those things their own. Not saying that they don't have their own feelings and opinions. That just adds to it, right? So to embarrass me on social media can't happen because I don't live my life on
Right.
social media,
Okay, well then
right?
in public, like let's say you're at
Hey,
church or
hold
you're
on.
at
Hold on.
it.
Tell
For
her,
it's for
hold
any
on.
of the.
tell her,
Hold
babe,
on.
tell her, babe, tell her,
Hold on,
babe,
I'm
tell her,
about to
babe,
get
tell
there.
her, babe.
Social media, you can't embarrass me on. I
Yeah.
don't live on social media.
Uh-huh.
You can't embarrass me in the street because those people that you think
Tell her, babe.
you're embarrassing me or you spilling the tea or whatever you want to call it, they don't know me. They only hearing one side of a story, and whoever believes you,
Hey,
more power to them.
holla.
Because if you really want to know the real facts,
Come
because
holla
there's
at
two
me.
sides to every story. So if there's two sides to every story, I got my view, he got his view.
Come
or her
holla
view,
at me.
right?
So you're saying if you in church and one of your
Nope.
kids took the mic and was like, "My
Nope.
dad is a blank,"
Nope.
you would just sit there and laugh?
Nope. I
Guess
would
what?
say, I rebuke
made
you,
your
Satan,
choice.
get behind me.
Oh.
You made your
How about
choice.
that?
So my interactions with that kid, as much as I love you,
It's
moving
going to
forward,
exactly.
I can't do nothing
Listen,
for you.
our oldest
If-
son used to scream in the middle of the street. I literally fall to the ground screaming.
Mhm.
You know how many times we walked away from him
Mhm.
while he was laying in the
Laying
street
in the
screaming?
street screaming.
He'd get up eventually.
Either
We
you
don't.
gonna
Why
come-
entertain that mess? He took the car. She ain't getting it back now for real.
Yeah.
I'm not going to feed the dragon and make this thing grow to feed you and your whatever you're going through. My thing is, if you want to talk to me, you know where I live and you know what my number is.
That's what Kurt
We can
Franklin
have
made
this
his mistake
conversation.
at.
We can have
But-
those conversations. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to stand out here and argue with you in the middle of the street.
Exactly.
I'm not going to argue with you in no public place.
Exactly.
I am not going to feed your ego
Exactly.
to go back and forth with you
Back and
anywhere.
forth.
Guess what? I'm going home. Not
Holla.
embarrassed. My head is still hung
Holla.
high because nobody out here know me.
Exactly.
Nobody out here know anything about me. Nobody out here know what I do, what I don't do, what I did, and what I will do.
Exactly.
Right? So when I get home,
I'm
and if
rest-
you want to talk,
I'm
talk.
sleeping like
I'm
a
not
baby.
losing no sleep. I'm gonna be me at the end of the day. Guess
I'm
what?
sleeping like a baby.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
you want to talk?
Yeah.
If not,
Oh, I saw you.
So you don't think a response would be necessary?
Why?
I don't.
Okay. All right. Do you think your opinion would change if you didn't have support from anybody?
No.
No.
Like, let's say if you didn't have your husband or if you didn't have
No.
your wife and
No.
you were just you against.
No. No. That's what Kurt Franklin made his mistake at. He went back and forth with his son. He lost himself. He lost his
He
composure.
felt like he felt like he
he
had
felt
to
like he had
defend
to
himself.
defend.
I'm
No,
not. I'm not.
I don't need to.
Mm-mm.
I tell my kids every day in my office when we doing group sessions, if somebody says anything negative about you, it's up to you to respond or not to respond. But either way, you have to accept the consequences of that response. And if they're saying something that's true,
Mhm.
why you mad? It's true.
my
If
thing
they
is-
saying something that's false, why you mad? It's false. So why should you allow them to control your emotions and your response?
I believe in reactions and response. If I react to you, I'm gonna give you exactly what you're asking for. I'm gonna give you the same energy that you're asking for. I choose and have always choose to strategically plan my responses. We gonna have that conversation, but it ain't for everybody. See, you think that you're hurting me, or you think that it's affecting me because now the people who think they know me know something about my situation. I'm an open book. I'll tell you. If I really want you to know, I'm going to tell you. But you're not hurting me because it doesn't affect me the way you thought it was. We can talk when you're ready to talk, but I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it in the street. I'm not doing it I'm not, and I'm darn sure not going to respond to you on social media. The
Okay.
world don't need to know my business.
I might put out some laughing emojis. I'm literally because come on, now you're not getting the car,
Yeah.
and I probably give it to one of my other kids and take a picture with it.
That's because you just like to do
I'm
spiteful
petty.
stuff.
That's petty.
Yeah,
Petty.
All right, last topic. So Carly Russell.
don't know her.
Okay.
The woman at the side of the road.
Yes. So just to set the stage, there was a woman named Carly Russell who was driving down the highway.
Right.
And she saw a toddler
Yeah.
walking across
Yeah.
the highway. And
She
so
stopped.
before she stopped, she called the police. Was like, "Hey, there's a toddler in the highway." Then she called a family member, stopped her car, got out of the car, and went to go check on the toddler. Then the family member reports they heard screaming on the other side of the phone. The police arrived. Both people were missing, but everything. First of all, the fact that they said even her wig, like that was crazy. Everything, all her possessions were still at the scene, but she was missing. So
They
thank God
found her.
she was found. How she was found, I don't know. I also don't know how I feel about her boyfriend being one of the suspects because I feel like every time something like this happens, it's always the boyfriend or the husband. But anyway, the question is, would you have stopped your car? Saw a toddler walking down the highway.
As a kid, for a kid,
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah.
I'm
The
sorry.
only reason why I would wait for the police.
You would
I would
stop the car.
I would
and
literally
wait
wait
so
for
you wouldn't
the
get out the
police.
car.
No.
You would just sit in the
I
car.
would
but
literally
how
wait
do
for-
you stop the toddler if it
the
really
toddler
is-
wasn't going nowhere because if the toddler was going somewhere, the toddler would have been went somewhere. So my thing is, I'm waiting for the police, and I might even stop traffic. I wouldn't pull over. I would literally stop traffic. And now,
That's a good idea. Stop traffic. Because
Yeah.
if you
Of
pull
course,
over, then
of
the kidnapper
course.
could have just broke the windows.
exactly. So you stop
Yeah.
traffic.
I'm sorry, I'm not stopping.
Stop traffic, just to be. But we know in reality, all of us know that this has been going on for years.
Yeah.
Where people will put a child on the side of the road and they would kidnap a person and they would sell them into human trafficking. This has been a ploy that they've been using for a long time. So we know not to stop, right? But for people that don't know not to stop, if you did stop, why not stop? Put your blinkers on right there in the middle, right? So now traffic's backed up. Everybody's wondering what the heck is going on, right? So now you're not putting yourself at risk of being kidnapped
Right.
or abducted or whatever, or robbed,
Mhm.
whatever. So I can't see myself like you just stopping, pulling over, and say, "Oh, baby," who would literally like,
Yeah. On the side of a highway.
yeah, a busy highway at that. I saw
Yeah.
the video footage. That was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Would you
I,
stop?
I tell this woman don't stop.
He tell me all the time, don't stop.
She back in the day she picked up a hitchhiker and I almost lost it.
Yeah. That wasn't one of my smarter moments.
I almost lost it.
I kind of did that a little bit, like 2 months ago. I kind of did that a little bit. There was this guy.
1 minute.
1 minute.
There was this guy who I was trying to get this big table, like furniture table, to my cousin's house, and I couldn't physically pick it up. So this guy at the store helped me pick it up and put it in my car, and it took like a while. And so he was like, "Hey, I missed my bus in the process of us doing this, so can you give me a ride home?"
Mm-mm.
And I immediately was like, "He's gonna
How many
kill
seconds?
me,"
Yeah, see that.
40
but
seconds.
I did it because
Yeah.
No. So thank you for joining us for this episode of Colmon to Colmon. Don't pick up strangers, ladies and gentlemen. We hope to see you soon. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. This is your boy Shannon Coleman Sr.
I'm Tamika Mallory Coleman. Like, share, and subscribe.
And I'm Big Brit. Ask us some questions.
See you soon.
Ask lots of questions.
Peace.